Babami, Happy New Year to you and welcome. This year we go bigger and we are cutting our coat bigger than our sizes this year. You already know. Welcome. So many people have clamored for this, so we're making it bigger. I have a guest on the show today. If you're an ecosystem player in the event industry, caterer, you are DJ, MC, you do small shops, cocktails, this episode is specifically for you. I've got a Jagaman in the studio today. She goes by the brand name A to Z Event Expert, Chief Mrs. Folasade Akinrinmola is in the studio with me today. Transition from politics into events, and this time we're going to be talking about the failures and our mistakes in the year 2025 so we can learn a lot from her. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon or good evening from wherever we are watching us from.
It's good, and I'm so happy that she is the first guest on our podcast today. And let's learn from you. I'm personally very grateful for the mentorship I've enjoyed over the years. I also want us to look at the year 2025, and it's still a fresh year, 2026. What were your mistakes? Let's talk about it. Dive deep into it.
Thank you very much. Once again, I want to say Happy New Year and congratulations for this feat you've been able to attain. 2025, it's a year that, to me, it's a year I learned a lot in 2025. 2025 was a year meant for us to grow. I want to make it clear that in 2025 we are able to do so many other positive things, but I want to capitalize more on the mistakes.
Yeah.
Especially when we're talking about event planning. In 2025, it wasn't funny because at every point in time, we make some decisions. We do some things. At the end of the day, it bounced back to be negative. And you know, by my upbringing, I never believed anything is impossible. Whatever I want to do, I prefer to do and fail and learn and pick myself up from there. For others coming behind me to learn and never make such a mistake.
Yes.
In 2025, we started well. We had clients. Our first event was at Ikole. We put in our effort. We did so many other things and everything worked well. But as soon as we get to March, April, you know, they booked us. Most of our events they always book us ahead like 2 or 3 months. But one of the major mistakes we make is because we don't want clients to leave us. Any client that reached out to us, you know, my mentor has always said, not all clients are meant for you.
Yeah.
But because as an individual, somebody that believes in Kokombudolo, there are no client because you never know if this one is not paying you well. Maybe if you are able to just manage and get something done, other better jobs will come via that job.
Yeah.
So that was a big mistake on our part, wanting to have all clients to our side. In 2025, we had problem with our booking. When client books us, we at the first quarter of 2025, when we are being booked, we never emphasize on commitment charge. We just book us and we just believe, you know, especially we start putting sentiments as in it's because it's from so person.
I remember we had this conversation a while back to say that clients that will reach out to you and then they'll tell you, go and look for this, source for that. You would have gone, imaginations would have gone wild. You would have spent a few things, you know, time, energy. And then at the end of the day, they'll just disappear and ghost you.
Yes. You know, it affects planner more than any other sector because major delivery is services. And by the time a client reached out to you and asked you, my name is so, we're doing this, please can we do this? By the time you start talking, you're already giving information that they ought to have paid for. At the first quarter in 2025, we never capitalized, we never emphasized on having a commitment fee. And I remembered like we missed 2 or 3 events. We must have put in so many efforts. Maybe drive outside our location to do venue wrecking, do so many other things. I reached out to some vendors. At the end of it, you even call some, we no longer pick your call. And because we have what it takes, we have everything it takes. We've been trained. We an alumni of so many reputable institutions. Yes. You understand? We knew it was not right, but because we thought if you're able to do that, we'll be able to get so many clients to our side. So not telling clients to sign contracts, not emphasizing or being serious about commitment fee really affected us in 2025.
So right now they can't engage you without a commitment fee.
I'm only talking 2025. That is just the first quarter.
Okay.
That is just the first quarter. Maybe January, March. By April,
you are devolved.
Kojomo.
Interesting. So in practical terms, how does that work? Because a lot of people are watching now. They want to know, how do I get a client maybe to sign a consent form and pay some commitment fee before even discussing it? At what phase?
I have come to realize that a client that is yours will never go to another place.
Yes, but if they get what they want from me, they can run away.
No. When you have your document intact, now we have a document. As soon as you reached out to us, the next thing I send is a Google form.
Okay, so fill a form. On the first call,
yes.
Is that A to Z?
Yes, you fill a form. You fill a form. In that form, we have details of what your event is looking like, the number of guests you're expecting, so many other information. By the time we say that when next you want to call, especially because my number is one of the first number on our social media and all other documents. By the time you call next, I let you know that we are core event planner. I'm not a decorator. I'm not a caterer that you would say you want to test my food. I let you know that conversation is what you want to engage us for. So the first thing I tell you is you either pay the minimum we collect from March till date is 100.
Wow.
So for
before we even go to bed, talk anything.
We don't. Because even if you call me, each time you call me, I just refuse to answer some questions. By the time it's what of
can we call? What do you feel about this person?
I would say, please, you just have to pay the commitment fee so that this discussion can continue.
Beautiful. You see why I say she's a jagaban now.
But initially, I thought if we are too strict, if we aren't facing reality, that we might not get clients.
Because I was going to also come to that. That fear, apprehension.
Comfortably, I want to tell you no.
Wow.
Because before a client reached out to you, it's either on referral or such client must have gone to social media and Google searched to know what are people saying about you. That is the reason why it's very good to always upload our feedback. There has never been any event we had. We have columns for feedback, either video or SMS. The minimum is maybe WhatsApp chat. Please, how did you feel about the last event? Definitely, whatever pointer you give us, we digest it. We see which one do we make use of, which one do we our strength, which one do we build on, which one do we drop. So that is in the angle of feedback. You understand? Another mistake we made in 2025 is at times as a planner, because of the little experience, if you have clients that believes he or she knows it all. Yeah. We need to be very careful. Recently, we had
clients that are very well known.
You understand? Recently, we not too long, That was a job we had. From the onset, I knew that was going to be a problem. I knew the client was not, I was just slippery. The client would ask me question and we go back to vendor and relate same answer to the vendor.
Wow.
And that is putting the planner in a very tight position.
Exactly.
She will be very careful so that at the end of it, you will not have problem with your colleague. Sure, you understand. But at the end of the day, all advice given to the client was not taken. And ordinarily by myself, apart from being a planner, anything that doesn't give me peace, it doesn't take me time to say, no, I don't want to go further. But there was this event, because it was a referral, I was thinking, so person is involved. I will get to step on so person's toes. I was just...
You don't want to offend people, you're careful.
Do you understand? At the end of it all, everything... a planner is like a prophet.
Yeah.
Because of the experience that we've acquired...
That's interesting. A planner is a prophet.
Yes. In years past, you've been able to execute a project. You must have learned from that project. You understand? So, I believe... every event must be better off the last one. Do you understand? But I've just come to realize that in 2026, any client that wants to engage us as A to Z, in fact, we've added it to our contract that you are supposed to hand over all vendors to us. You will sign a consent that we will be the master, because
100% in charge.
Two driver can never drive a car.
Yeah, it's chaos.
Yes, yes.
It's chaos.
So we've added it to our contract that in 2026, we've been able to add those columns. Apart from that, we've also included all professional body that we are a member of. Yeah. As a planner, if you have like 3, 4, 5, and you say you're an alumni of this and an alumni of that, you won't want me to advertise.
Yeah.
Yes, an alumni of this, alumni of that.
Yes.
If we have that in our contract, at least that will send a signal that this agency is recognized, and they really know what they are doing. Do you understand? So we've also added that. It is those mistakes that we had that opened our eyes to putting those things into our contract. Initially, it's the contract is just about you respect me, I respect you. Payment should be this percentage, blah, 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 blah. But there are so many other things. And I want to also tell you that in this industry, our experience would, you put all the experience you have together to get your contract. It's not just about maybe we get contract on the ChatGPT or wherever. You just want to leverage on it. So the mistakes we make in the past years has really opened our eyes to upgrade, to update our contracts. Another mistake we made in 2025 is entrusting vendors too much.
That vendor conversation is interesting, because I was going to also drive us towards it. For instance, maybe you should share a few experiences you've had with vendors, and maybe the beta ones, and how to improve on it. Because as an event planner, you stand, as a prophet, just like you said, an intermediary between a lot of vendors, and you bring them together. I'm sure they've given you so much problems, and I'm sure that you've also had good experiences. But let's take a cue from the very bad ones, just like you were about to start.
Let me state in clear terms. I don't believe in negative. I don't believe anything is bad. Everything you go through is for a lesson. It's either for the positive or for the negative. But if I want to make specific reference, I think it's this video and the photographers.
Okay, guys, come closer.
Yes.
Photographers, videographers.
Yes.
Come on here.
Yes.
Let's go.
That was one of the events. You were part of the event. I just didn't make it open to
you. Had to drag me in, my God.
Yes. you were one of my vendors.
Yes.
We had some video before the day. And by the time the guy came up with the release of the whole, I called him. This one was omitted. The next thing they told me that the laptop, they attacked him a night before.
Yeah, it's inevitable, but
No, because the
client already paid.
You can always back up these things.
Yeah, cloud. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You understand?
Mm.
Because we were the full planner, and because the clients trusted us that much,
yes,
that everything, all vendor came to us, and the client never even want to have anything to do with any vendor.
Yes.
We were part of that
yes.
event. Anything, auntie, auntie, if you feel it's okay, it's okay. The only thing the client did was just address. I think that was part of our review. Address, our makeup, our wig. That was all. Every other thing. If not, it would have been a story for another day. But because for every event, I normally bring a backup. Maybe content creator, maybe we use our phone.
That's another way
we do that. You understand?
Yeah.
Because at least I have an average phone that we can, and I've also learned to position my camera to do one or two things. If not for that, it would have been a mess.
Wow.
Do you understand? The bride, I said the client's arrival.
Yeah.
When the client was leaving the hotel, so many
all those clips, moments.
Do you understand? So, and that has always happened. Talking about videographer, and there was an event too when I newly started. Until I got to the clients, I never knew there were a lot of messed up on the video. I got to the clients confidently, and they said, let us watch, and we put it on the something we were watching. We just realized that it was only the people in the front. The client now asked me, I'm going my mommy, my mother's age group. They were there, they sat at one corner of the hall. I said, they are there. I was just confidently trying to play back. At the end of it, we realized that it was only one sector of the hall that was projected. At the end of it, when I engaged the vendor told me he actually came with 2 or 3 cameras because what I booked was like him coming with like 2 or 3 cameras, which I believe one is going to take one
of
angle.
Of course, different angles.
But his defense was that because the hall was small,
he decided to use one camera and face one.
And at the end of it all, the review was very bad.
And that comes to you
as the
planner, and not the vendor.
As a planner. So, that is one. And another aspect is catering, the caterers.
Okay. Looks like there's a lot there.
The interesting thing, I don't even know how to start. But so let's use this word. It's part of the video too. Dear A1 Nigerians. Maybe that's what they call the name. But this is a passionate plea. We need an army. We need an army of people who are able to escalate our content, who are able to edit, motion graphics, photographers, video editors. We need you. And if you're a young person, passionate, you have the skill, you have the tools, and you would like to volunteer to help with the A1 Nigeria podcast, or you are a social media manager, you're able to escalate content, give guidance or page management, we need you. We need you this year. And let's make this platform bigger. Let's trend it better and sell more sense into the industry. So if you are available, kindly click the link that is up on the screen right now and join us. I'll be glad and be honored. And please, I hope that you respond. We need an army to make this bigger. And I trust that you will volunteer. That your gadget, your gig, your skill, that creative skill that you have. So I'll be waiting to hear from you. Thank you.
Okay, caterers. Let's talk about caterers. Your experience as an event planner with caterers.
Catering, whatever name we want to call it, it's one of the major aspects of events. Every event is going to have a negative or positive feedback. Caterer is going to be one of the major deliveries that would come up to maybe the event is good or bad. My experience with caterer has not been funny, but I want to believe I've been able to learn from it. You know, when you have an event and the event is like for 1,000 guests, and you booked for 1,000 guests, most of the times, except recently when now we have a way to do check and balances because of the past experience we've had, you just start hearing words like
meat has finished. As MCs, me, I used to experience that a lot. Meat
you start hearing the guest is more than 1,000. You start hearing so many other things that you will now ask yourself as a planner in this same hall. You know, at times, either genuine or counterfeit, a good planner should have an idea of the number of guests that comes in into a hall,
yes.
a hall, a canopy.
Yeah.
What we do is, before we start any events, we do our check and balances from the seats, chairs that was arranged.
Yes.
And mid the event, our supervisor do go around to see as all the seats being occupied for us to be able to do our plus and minus. Except for now that we have a better way of doing our check and balances. But in 2025, it was also maybe in the first 6 months as well. You know, by the time I had my boost in the first 6 months, we went back to the drawing board and see how best we can do it better. And you know, because anything we're doing well, by the time a client engage us to come and oversee, to come and champion the driving of the vehicle, we have no excuse. You cannot, if you bought a flight from here to London, the pilot cannot tell you aviation fuel is finished. You know? Yeah. Putting that into consideration, we know we don't have any reason not to go back to the drawing board and see how well and how best we can do it, and which we have done in the last quarter of the year. So our experience with planner is not too caterers. I mean, not too good. But I want to tell you, in the last 6 months, we are able to partner with some caterers that they are able to do the bed. They are able to work within our specification. They now see the way we also we are now on the same page, so to say. They now see the reason why we must do the needful, so that we must always get a very good feedback from the clients.
I'm curious. I'm sure a lot of people are watching who want to know what exactly made you now select for, towards the second half of the year, now peak, especially for caterers. What are those qualities that event planners like you look out for?
Number one, because of my person, apart from being a planner, I don't know. I don't like to mince words. I don't like to. If you are white, you are white. If you are black, you are black. Me or more. I don't want to start playing game. For as much as I've collected my service charge, I don't want to play game with any vendor. So one of the things we put into consideration now is we will talk one-on-one. Any vendor, especially the caterer, sees the way I see. Yeah. By the time whoever you are bringing on board also feels it's not too good for us to have a bad feedback from clients, little will you do as a planner to convince the person to do the needful. Yeah. So now our vendors, we are on the same page as regards our feedback. And how do we get good feedback? We must always be responsible. We must always be truthful. At every end of events, we must give record of what is remaining and transfer same to the clients.
Oh, you do that?
Yes.
And I used to have a different opinion, because I used to think that caterers, when they're done with meat and all of that, man, it's party in their homes.
No.
So it's no longer.
For us, as an event planner for our brand, all our vendors know, not even the caterer alone. Whenever a client engages us,
even the drinks,
everything, you must, at the beginning of everything, we will do a check. By the time you are leaving the kitchen, you should be able to tell us how many meats we do accounting for us to be on the very safe side.
Wow.
So many people are not too okay with that. They call us names, they get angry, they get pissed off,
Like you're overbearing.
you understand, but it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. When you do well, it will be very good. It will be very easy for you to sustain your brand.
Wow.
So what we do now is by the time you are leaving, we know the number of meets we are coming to an event that gets to the hall.
Yeah.
If it is a 2,000, by the time the planner notices the number of guests is getting more than, I go back to my caterer and let her know, it might not be enough. Let's start reducing to 1-1 because we know the number we got.
Yeah.
But in a situation whereby you want to do
manipulate. Yeah.
And the caterer doesn't want the planner to know the number
of meats.
Even the planner has sent a cooler. Please,
pack my own.
You understand? The planner has collected for so many other people without the knowledge of the clients.
Yeah.
You understand? It is then that you will be bothered. But in the situation whereby, after killing the meat, after frying, we already know that this cow we are able to cut like 1,200. We had fish like maybe 200. At the end of everything, we have like 2,000 put in our disposal to give to guests. And by the time we get there and we see that the number is getting too much, we tell them, oh yeah, Eroko, Ejanibi, we will now stop at maybe we were doing 2-2. We are on the because we are on the same page. That is not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But in a situation whereby the caterer feels I'm not just doing it, and the only thing I know, when you do the same thing the same way, you get the same result.
Exactly.
And me, I normally have sleepless night when we don't have a good feedback from our.
So you're key on positive feedback. That's what drives you. You don't want anyone to be angry or anyone to be displeased with your service.
Yes. To all our vendors, we for now, the vendors that we are able to work with in the last 6 months, we are always on the same page as regards our deliverables. Yeah. We always agree how we're going to do it. It's not about the planner knowing it all. It's about the planner being open to let all vendors see same way, to think same way, and to have same mindset. And what is the mindset? Mindset of delivering as booked and as expected of a professional. A professional caterer will not, except for in the situation whereby maybe you are being booked per plate. If it is per plate and you are able to serve, because if you are being booked per plate, yes, of course, as soon as you finish the plates,
you are not expected
to make any refund.
Yeah.
But in the situation whereby the client gets the whole material and you have been paid for your service charge, the best thing you can do honorably is to please say, this is a mini this is even for drinks. So what we do is our supervisor with their phone do a short video where the vendor is handing over to us, to the clients, to us on behalf of the client. I think that is the best way to put it. And we put it on the platform. We normally have platform where we all discuss before the event. We put it there so that the vendor will know that what has been given to us was also handed over to the client.
Okay.
So that is where we do.
All right. So as we close, I just want to put an analogy to this, because in the conversation, a lot of people really do not understand the role of event planners. And let me paint you a picture. This was a picture that we're discussing. So imagine that you have a burial. You love your dad so much. He has gone to sing with angels, to be with the Lord, and God has blessed you. You decided to bring your family members, friends from diaspora and within the country, organize a final moment for him, right? And then you have all of that, you engage an event planner, you engage all the vendors, and all of a sudden, maybe the food is sour, or the photographer, for whatever reason, the SD card or the memory disappeared. And after spending all that millions, someone is telling you that you cannot get a record of what has gone, So imagine how you feel. Would you be happy? Would you bring back your guests? Would you tell them to exhume your late dad for them to replay that ceremony? And this is how important event planners are to this particular event. I mean, to this particular discussion. And of course, even in real life. So as we close, Ma, what are those things that you think you've shared your mistakes? What are those things that you think that people watching, especially those who play in the event industry, principles, qualities that we should work with in the year 2026? I remember that you said you had a lot of ad knocks in the first half of 2025.
Yes.
And then you readjusted and you're balanced now, right? For those who are watching, what are those things so that they don't also experience those ad knocks?
In 2026, our commitment fee is very important. If you want to engage us before any discussion, before diving so deep into any discussion relating to the events, the first is our commitment fee and contracts. As I told you earlier, that recently I realized that the contract is not sacrosanct. It's what we keep building on. By the time you have a knock somewhere, you come back to the drawing table and see this has to be part of our contract. Yes. And to our professional colleagues, I want to, especially the planners, for as much as you've charged what you want, charge your worth. Tell
in what way? Is there a formula to it? Let's be precise. Because I've heard people say 10% of the entire worth of the event, 20% of the entire worth of the event, 30%. So how do you best advise? If you say charge your worth,
that is a master class on its own. That is a master class on its own.
Okay.
All I can just say is, if you are just starting, Rome was not built in a day.
Yeah.
You know your worth. And what I mean by what is, what are the class of people you've worked with, and what are the feedback?
That's what builds worth.
Do you understand? And you as a person, who are you? What comes to mind when they mention your name?
Yeah.
How do people perceive you? How people perceive you might be, that is not too. Because somebody like me, that is anybody's headache. I don't care. By my upbringing, I don't want to hurt anybody intentionally, and I don't want to do anything that will make my clients feel bad at the end of any event. But I've come to realize that there ought to be clauses in all our contracts. And in our conversation with the clients. Because recently I told you, I learned in a very hard way. You tell a client, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. You can imagine in an event that we all have our duties. As a planner, I had to go out of my shell to do so many other. If I start mentioning what I did, it will be too direct.
Yeah.
Start doing what I'm not supposed to do as a planner, so that we just look for a balance, so that everything will not just turn upside down. Because people that knows the event as a planner might not be able to understand, might not be able to see from our own angle. Do you understand? So my advice is, as professional, we should please have the fear of God at heart. Anything we're doing, if you are being paid, if you are being engaged to do something, please, at times, situation beyond our control do happen. Sure. Nobody's arguing that. But we should try to put in our best to be able to deliver to what you have agreed with the clients. Especially when client is dealing with vendors directly, so many things goes wrong. So many things, because client thinks she knows. She wants to boycott planner. The vendor see it as an opportunity to get things done easily. Do you understand?
Without check.
If a planner is engaging you, we are always detailed. And we ask, what type of place are you bringing?
Exactly.
When are you? I will give you the timeline. I will give you the color. If you are telling me yellow, is it custard yellow? Is it this yellow? Is it that? We are always intentional. But when you have clients that knows it all, all the zeal, all what you think you know as a planner gets, you won't be able to actualize it. So my call to my colleague is, please, in 2026, let us charge our worth. As soon as we are being paid for our services, I don't think we need to compromise standard.
Let's not compromise that.
Yes, we should build on our past experience. We should be able to put in our best, so that we should be able to beat our chest as a planner that yes, because when you do what is right,
Yeah.
and when you do what is wrong,
There's no need to
go
and ask for those who are always doing that.
So if you have a conscience, and at times when you think you have done wrong, you just have to swallow your pride and arrogancy and just pick a call and I'm sorry. It was not intentional. But when you are arrogant, you are proud, I think both goes together, and you are ungodly. You don't want to be a public person. You understand? Because there must be something driving you. Something must drive you to always check you. If they do it to me, will I like it? Nobody wants to just squander end money and just without anything to show for it. So on the final note, I pray that 2026 is going to be the best year so far.
Amen.
And but before we can actualize, before we can get a better result, we need to change our strategies. We need to do what is right. We need to learn, unlearn, relearn, and put in all effort for us to be able to have better results come December 2026. Right. Thank you.
Okay, Bawami, it's been an honor, big time today. We've had the CEO event expert, and of course, had so much to say. And I'm sure that watching this, you learned a lot of lessons, directly, indirectly, and you feel hurt by anything directly spoken, please kindly take it up and improve on that. We're all out to make 2026 oblate for everybody by God's grace. All right. It's been an honor. Thank you so much, Chef Folasade Akinrinmola, who, by the way, has 8 chieftaincy titles. That's huge. All right, so guys, thank you so much for watching this new episode, and we'll be bringing it back to back. And please, this is very important. Once you're done watching this, like, subscribe, and share. Don't be stingy with that. Let's change the approach this year. All the best.